To Africa at Play. If you have just joined us, we are live every Saturday and Sunday from 2 to 5 p.m. Central African Time on DSTV Audio Bouquet Channel 802 or OpenView 628 if you are in South Africa. Alternatively, you can reach us from any corner of the world on channelafrica.co.za. Also available at your fingertips on SABC+. Do make time to visit our Channel Africa website. Click on Programs and search for Africa at Play. At the bottom right screen of Africa at Play, you will be able to access conversations that you might have missed out on, and by all means you can listen to them at your time of leisure. On our social media platforms, we are at Channel Africa 1. Let's now welcome to Africa at Play Mr. Brandon Epstein, who is the Real Madrid Foundation Marketing Director, to talk to us about all things the game of football, the development of future stars. Mr. Epstein, a very good afternoon and a warm welcome to Africa at Play.
Good afternoon, and thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much for joining us. Real Madrid is one of the big brands of football, not just in Spain, but globally. Talk to us about the Real Madrid Foundation. What work are you doing there?
So, as you mentioned, Real Madrid is one of the biggest football brands in the world, and it's such an honor for us to be a representative of the foundation. Just over a year ago, we introduced the foundation into South Africa, where we focus on sports education, specifically football, and it's about bringing the methodology and Real Madrid ethos into South Africa and equipping South Africans with the tools needed to succeed in football globally.
And except South Africa, where else on the African continent did you spread your wings to?
We're busy looking at spreading our wings all over Southern Africa and potentially up into Central Africa. At the moment, we're just stabilizing our roots in South Africa. We're in Johannesburg in one campus and two campuses in Cape Town. We're also about to launch our very first clinic, which will be held at Valdevi this week. Coming, and then we have 4 clinics lined up for next year all over South Africa.
What sort of opportunities that will come out of the clinics that you will be hosting? And I'm certain it's going to get to a point where we get to witness the Real Madrid Academy action in terms of young ones displaying their talent, with hope that one day they can make it to the elite leagues like the La Liga and many other leagues in different parts of the world.
Exactly. So we use these clinics as an opportunity to scout for talent all over, not just Southern Africa, but Africa, as you mentioned. And yeah, it's an ability to do two things. One, to share the knowledge of the footballing methodology and technology that Real Madrid has brought down for us. And then it's another opportunity, as mentioned, for us to just understand where the youth is in South Africa and where the talent is, and giving talented individuals an opportunity to make it in the world of football.
Why did you choose South Africa?
South Africa is the heart and the soul of Africa. We paired up with Generation Schools. Generation Schools is based in South Africa, and we use their facilities to build the foundation, and now we're expanding up and above that.
In Europe, youngsters playing football at a tender age of around 2, 3, 4, and 5, around those tender age groups. What have you witnessed in South Africa? Do we have that culture, or it's a culture that the Real Madrid Foundation wants to push in terms of making certain that it also becomes a culture in South Africa and various parts of the African continent to start early, so that by the time a player reaches an age of 10, they are comfortable with the technique of the game. They can chest trap, they can hit a volley, they can take a free kick comfortably and master all parts of the game without real trouble. By the time they reach their teen ages, they can start being scouted for professional contracts.
So it's very interesting you say that. Grassroots is such an important part of the footballing journey, and if not the most important. What we're finding is that in South Africa, especially in the rural areas, everyone is playing football at a very young age. They're playing with their friends outside. They're experiencing the game, but they're not getting the opportunity to take their talents and their raw skill and then funnel it down a direction which would grant them the skills needed to be professional footballers. And that's exactly what we're planning on doing. We're planning on enabling young players with all the skill, with all the heart that want to be professional footballers to come and learn the skills through the educational football program that Real Madrid Foundation offers, and then give them what is needed for them to succeed in their late teens and into their early careers.
15:05 Central African Time. If you have just joined us, a very warm welcome to Africa at Play. We are in the middle of a football development conversation with the Real Madrid Foundation representative, the marketing director, Mr. Neto Epstein. You spoke about the educational football program. What precisely does it entail?
So we have coaches that have worked at the Real Madrid Academy up in Spain, and they've come down and they work with our coaches to teach the methodology and the techniques and the skills that Real Madrid themselves use, and we teach that at a grassroots level to just help equip kids from South Africa and from the harder areas to give them an opportunity to succeed in football and to make it a career for themselves.
How many years do you think you will work with these youngsters before you scout real talent that can go and compete abroad, or at least experience what European football looks like?
So we're already there. It was quite interesting. Before we undertook this journey, we had that same topic as a discussion point around the table, and we estimated that it would take a couple of years, but that's not the case at all. We have one player that we're taking up to Spain at the end of this month to do trials at a very prominent second division team in Spain, and then early next year we're taking 3 players that we've actually scouted from Ghana up to London to do trials at 3 very big first division premiership teams. So the skill in Africa and the potential in Africa is there. It's just about utilizing it and ensuring that from a grassroots level we're educating the players in what they would need to succeed.
What do you think is the difference between African football and European football?
Conditioning. It's 100% conditioning. European football, when you're at a young age, you get given an opportunity where you're fed, you're housed, you're educated, and we've realized this is the impact that we need to have in South Africa to give these kids an opportunity to play. That's why we have been giving out bursaries, full schooling bursaries through Generations Education and their group, and it's just ensuring that nutrition, mental wellness, education, these are the boxes that need to be ticked to create professional footballers.
And talking about professional footballers, so when these players that you scout make it to the professional arena, are we talking a scenario where the Real Madrid Foundation will take over management of these players?
No. Our focus is 100% at a grassroots level. What we would want to do is just help and give back to the community as much as possible, and then give these kids the opportunity. There are specialists in the field that we will work with to ensure that these kids and then become players are looked after and ensure that the best interests are kept intact. But no, we're going to focus on the grassroots level and an educational impact into South Africa.
And once you've covered the ground on Southern Africa, are you also going to look at different parts of the African continent? You've mentioned West Africa, Ghana to be precise. I'm also thinking of a country like Nigeria with over 200 million population. I'm certain there's a lot of talent there.
There's a lot of discussions. We're busy in discussions with the Gambia at the moment. There's a couple of other African continents countries that we're wanting to work with within the continent. Africa is the most underutilized sporting nation in the world. We can see that in other sports like rugby and cricket. Because of opportunities at a grassroots level, we're able to be the best. So we're confident that what the change that we're making in football at the moment will lead not just South Africa, but Africa to be the powerhouse in football in the next few years to come.
15:09 Central African Time. A very warm welcome to Africa at Play. If you have just joined us, we are talking to the marketing director of the Real Madrid Foundation, Mr. Neto Epstein, talking all things grassroots football, as these are the future stars of tomorrow. And remember that development is not an event, it's a journey, and that's why we've got to have these regular conversations to look at the talent across the African continent and globally. Mr. Epstein, please do stay on the line. We take a short break. We'll wrap up our conversation after this short break.